Good afternoon, everyone. So today ठीक है, ज़्यादा स्टूडेंट नहीं आएंगे, दिवाली है, I understand. A lot of students must not be at home, and most must not be in the Delhi and all, must be at home. Most important, a lot of students may not be in. Yeah, happy Dhanteras and happy Diwali to everyone. वो तो चलता रहेगा. So आज हम we will look at two news only. I will not bore you today. ठीक है? We will have two news. देखते हैं, as long as it is covered, then I will give you एक क्वेश्चन लिखना है. I will give you a question, you have to write on that. But please यार भेज दिया करिए, काफी लोग भेजते नहीं है, गिने चुने बच्चे भेजते हैं पेपर. Please write that, it will improve your skills. I will check that and give the feedback. हाँ, दिवाली के बाद कर लेना, कोई इशू नहीं है, बट बिफोर नेक्स्ट सैटरडे. ठीक है, ऐसा नहीं कि आप मजे में बैठे हुए. दिवाली के बाद कर लेना, कोई इशू नहीं है. इतना बर्डन किसी के ऊपर नहीं आएगा. Nobody will get that much of burden. So two news, let's discuss that, and after that, I will give you a question and we will over the class as soon as possible. Everyone deserves a relaxing period, so we have that. Okay, so with that note, let's start. देखिए, most first thing that we have to discuss is Lok Adalat. Recently, there was a news that 450 prisoners have walked free in Chhattisgarh after Lok Adalat was set up in the jail across the state. To understand this, first we need to dwell over the concept of justice. What is justice according to you people? Can anyone tell me what is justice according to you? Fair treatment, very good definition. Fair treatment, cool. Social, political, economic justice, yes, we have that in preamble. बिल्कुल सही. Without buying the quality of being just and righteous. ठीक है, मतलब basically everyone has an idea because we all have ideas. नहीं, sufficient strength है, though it is not at par with regular classes. ठीक है, बहुत से बच्चे होंगे नहीं, not in the mood to study, and as well as they may not be present here as well. ठीक है, psyche is different ना. Diwali is here, the festival is here, festival of light. So let's have some knowledge here also, the light of knowledge. Okay, देखिए, justice, I believe everyone has said rightly, fairness. Remember, this word fairness varies from society to society. It always varies. Fairness always varies. Lastly, we can consider as a moral. If I ask you a question, then you have to answer that. That will explain you very well then why it is very subjective term. For example, giving legal assistance to Kasab. We all know who is Kasab. Do you think it was justice? Giving legal assistance to Kasab, a renowned terrorist who killed a lot of people. So thank God my student in my class has that much of moral understanding. Yes, it is justice. Remember, justice never attempts to punish. It always attempts to reform. Justice never attempts to punish. It always attempts to reform. So this is a catch, especially if some of you are looking to be an IPS officer. So believe me, in interview, if you put first preference as IPS, then this question will always come. Say, for example, the question is, there is a rapist. If a rape happened within your district, you are the SP of the district. A rape happens there. The society is clamoring for the blood. as always happens, the society is saying kill that. For example, Nirbhaya kind of rapist. The society is claiming to have the blood, and you are the SP. What you should do? Remember always the standard answer that goes is you will never violate the law because you are the law officer. Oh, that's the dispute, Aman. You have picked the right point. That's the dispute. We believe that that penalty should be abolished. अब इसमें बहुत मुश्किल होता है. Actually, it's very tricky thing. Let's take an example, real life example. Aman has taken a Bilkis Bano. She was pregnant when she was raped, and then most of her, I think 14 or 15% of her family were killed before her eyes. Her daughter and all were a small girl was bitten to that small girl. How could the people who committed this heinous crime were let off by the system? They were released from the prison. The Ministry of Home Affairs, the Union Ministry, Amit Shah's ministry, gave consent for that, and then Gujarat government let off those persons. A lot of people are very angry about this. Yeah, how could you let off such evil? Again, there are two perspectives to see this. First, about justice. Justice is about reform, not punishment. If a person agreed that person has done heinous crime, if that person shows remorse, if that person is willing to be a good person, doesn't that person deserve a second chance? पहला तो क्वेश्चन ये आता है, doesn't that person deserve a second chance? If that person is willing to reform, that person is willing to work for the people. But problem that comes is that our society is very hypocritical. Yes, so Nas, that is what we are discussing here. Na? The problem is we have to let off people. Why? Because justice, I told you, does not attempt to punish, it attempts to reform. As Aman said, that penalty. That penalty is not justice. It may be a justice or a peace of mind for the people who have suffered, but largely it will not bring any reform. For example, we have that penalty for rape. Have the rape stopped? We have that penalty for murder itself. Murder is stopped. Problem here, imagine you are the SP superintendent, you are SP prison, you are SP prison in a particular jail. Imagine this, you have people in the jail languishing for 12 years or 13 years who have shown outstanding moral character since they are in jail. So you have to take a moral judgment to leave them or not to leave them. If you decide to leave them, means to pardon them and leave from the prison, then if they commit a crime again, then you will be questioned. You let off those person based on the interaction you had with them. You understood them, the way they behaved in the prison. So based on that, you let off that person. And that person, as soon as that person gets the bail and anything, that person commits the crime. For example, if there is a rape, often it is found, those people will kill the raper, kill the victim. So that no victim, no case. So that was a problem here. When Bilkis Bano case, they were let off. Thank you. इतनी जल्दी आपका class over भी नहीं हुई. So Bilkis Bano basically when the criminals were let off, इसमें अच्छा okay cool, that's the duty ना. एक बहुत अच्छा phrase है इसमें. Nobody suppose इसमें there is a problem with the people who they want some gratitude for doing their job. एक बहुत अच्छी film है, if you can watch it, Newton, a very good movie, Bollywood movie. Newton, very moralistic. You can use comments, dialogues of that movie directly in your ethics paper. Directly, no manipulation. Direct use. So Bilkis Bano, it was let off. So this is a dispute that always comes because it's highly subjective. If you let off somebody for good character, yes, watch it. Newton, very good movie. Because it's a tradition, they say that this pen has done its work, it has given that penalty, so this pen should not be used again. It has handed over a death to a person. It is the God who has the right to take the life of a person, not the human being. So they break the pen to signify that this pen will never write again. वो लॉजिक होता है. Moral argument is there. जरूरी नहीं है तोड़ो. आजकल के जो पेन होते हैं जरूरी नहीं है. They are not ink. Fountain pen you can break. अब जो आजकल के पेन वो टूटते नहीं है, वैसे इतने महंगे हो तो कोई तोड़ना नहीं चाहता. Anyway, so Bilkis Bano में let off कर दिया गया था. There are two arguments. One argument is people are reformed, let them off. Second argument is that those people were heinous criminals, so we should not let them off. Now, what is the fundamental problem? The fundamental problem for which we are understanding this news is overcrowding. If you look at a prison, there is a commission by the name of NCRB, National Crime Record Bureau. NCRB report highlights that Indian prisons have around 120% occupancy. It means they have more people than they can tolerate. And most important, majority of the people, around 67% from 2015, and recent report highlight around 75%. This much of people are in jail, they are under trials. Why under trials? Under trial means a person who is going a trial, going under a trial. That person is yet to be convicted, but that person is languishing in jail. And the statistic that is published and various reports highlight majority, I would say, majority, 80 to 90% of those people are from OBC, SC, ST, and minorities. Majority of the people languishing in the jail are OBC, SC, ST, and minorities. The upper caste are not found in jail largely. Majority of them are OBC, SC, ST, and minority. There are two reasons for this. One is biasness. It is a biasness. It is let's take a non-India example. In US, most of the people in prison are black people, even when they constitute a very minute portion of the society. Why? Because police officers does not come from heaven. They are the part of you and me. They are just like you and me. They have same biasness that you and I possess. And the same biasness, there is a attachment of crime. If some crime happens, there is a biasness among the police also, that minority assist to OBCs. They are basically the thing. That one is the biasness, psychological biasness. You see a person from minority, you see a person from majority, especially Brahmin and all, you immediately feel. For example, agar aap dekhe, you will look at a white person and along with him there is a black person. Both are suited in the same manner. Because this person may be a illiterate one. This person may be a PhD. All of a sudden, you will assume that this person comes from Africa. This person is worse than this person. Initial perception, you have this. Why we have this perception? The mental biasness we have is because we have seen attraction, because we have seen white people ruling us. White people ruled the world during colonial period. If black people would have ruled the world, so we would have biasness toward the black people, in favor of black people. The colonial legacy, the colonial mentality still continues. That is the one reason of this majority of the SC, ST, OBC in the jail. Second reason is underprivileged. Most of the upper caste have easy access to money and all. These people cannot afford all the things, so they are in jail. Because under trial में दो issues are clear. One is psychological perspective, और जैसे हमने बिल्किस बानो का केस समझा. Letting of those people is a moral judgment. Human perspective is good, but again society perspective, society confused between justice and revenge. For example, lynching. For example, encounters. These all are not justice. These are revenge. इससे किसी का फायदा नहीं. Imagine if rape happens, police execute a person. It's a murder by the police. Encounter. क्या उससे एक retired person fighting against his own department for his pension, क्या उसे मिल जाएगी pension? क्या a small person, a weaker person fighting against, for example, an IPS officer. An IPS officer does a crime, a person files a case against IPS officer in the court of law. क्या उसे न्याय मिल जाएगा उससे? Getting the point, we have to look at the justice. इसीलिए कसाब को when we give legal assistance, हमें कसाब से प्यार नहीं था. He was a criminal, he was a terrorist, he must be hanged. We had love for whom? Justice. Justice denied to one person can extend to a lot of persons. बात समझ में आ रही है सबको? We love, we care about justice so that people are empowered. Remember this shortcuts of terror, this shortcuts of encounter, using JCB. All these does not give justice to anyone. It does not empower a common citizen against the state. It gives a bypass to the politician. And now the main thing, why we have this bypass, why people love encounter. If, for example, Telangana, rape happened, police encountered those people without a trial, and it was praised around the country. Common people, I'm not talking about intellectuals, common people, even the people of those ilaka, they garlanded them with flowers. Why? Because they know if these rapists will go to the court, there are high chances they will let off. And if not let off, then these people, the trial will drag for so long कि भाई खत्म ही है कहानी. So problem is we need reforms. And reforms in what? ये सारा notes में है. I'm just giving you the gist of it. We need reforms. Most important, police reforms. And then we need judicial reforms. Both reforms are very necessary. Police is highly burdened in India. Highly burdened. Understaffed, highly burdened. Same goes with judiciary. Highly burdened, understaffed. And whom you can blame this? Anyone. Whom you can blame for non-reforms in police and judiciary? Blame to karna padega. It's democracy. We have to blame somebody. Radha is saying judiciary. Yes, for judiciary you can blame judiciary. For police, there is also police now. Government, but the ultimate blame, I believe, is for everyone is to blame. The people of India also. I have always said, when you elect rapists and murderers in the parliament, do not expect them to have good laws. If the people of India resolves, for example, I love BJP, I want to vote BJP. If BJP feels a candidate with criminal antecedent, I will not vote for Congress. Of course, I hate Congress. I love BJP, I want to vote for BJP, but I will not. I will vote Nota instead. I cannot vote Congress because I don't like Congress. I want to vote for BJP, but BJP has filled it, for example, a criminal. I will not vote for BJP, I will vote Nota. None of the above option. If people of India resolve this one day, then we will have change. First thing. Second thing is no politician. People join politics to control bureaucracy. Imagine you are a criminal, SP is powerful, SP slaps you. SP can do a lot of things with you. But if you become the MLA of the same district, then your SP is subordinate to you. उसकी हिम्मत नहीं होगी आपको छू ले. Same person who was slapping you come to the person who is saluting you. This change of power from a victim of power to a aggressor of power is the attraction of politics. और पुलिस रिफॉर्म्स होने चाहिए, जुडिशियल रिफॉर्म्स होने चाहिए, पर कोई इंटरेस्टेड है ही नहीं इसमें. सबको क्विक न्याय चाहिए. बात क्लियर हो रही है? देखिए, just symptom, understaffed judiciary, understaffed police, all these are symptoms of a cause. The cause is what is the cause? People's voting these rapists and murderers in the parliament and state legislature because they believe that person is from their caste, their religion, their political party, their ideology. यहाँ तक सबको clear है? What is the true problem we have with the system? चलो अब आते हैं why we are discussing लोक अदालत. लोक अदालत is the tool to deal with that. Because I just told you NCRB data highlights that majority of the people are languishing in jail, they are under trials. So what Lok Adalat will do is, Lok Adalat in India are organized as per the LSA Act. This is all in the notes. Legal Service Authority Acts. Under this act, government has created, it is an act of parliament. Under this, you have NALSA and SALSA. NALSA is National Legal Service Authority. National Legal Service Authority. SALSA is State Legal Service Authority. These bodies organize Lok Adalat. These are the places where any individual can go. Just people like you and me. Without the help of the lawyers and all, you can go there, you can represent your own case. And Lok Adalat can give order on civil cases and compoundable criminal cases. Compoundable criminal cases. Can anyone tell me what is this compoundable criminal case? कोई idea है किसी को? Non-heinous, tolerable, okay. Anyone else? सिविल मैटर्स नॉट क्रिमिनल्स, क्रिमिनल तो है। ओके देखिए, द टाइप देयर डिफरेंट काइंड ऑफ केसेस, वन इज, नो वन इज कैचिंग टू द पॉइंट, कंपाउंडेबल मींस, compoundable criminal case is a case where you can have out of court settlement. Compoundable out of court settlement example is check bounce. If you give a check to somebody and if your check get bounced, it's a criminal case but compoundable. It means, for example, you give a check to somebody, that person put the check in the bank, it got bounced, means there is no money there or any reason. So what will happen in that case is, you will file, that person will file a case against you. It's a criminal case. Criminal case and civil case. There are two cases, criminal and civil. First, take a civil means the case is usually of monetary nature. Civil cases are monetary nature, and the key criteria of civil cases, proof beyond doubt is not required. Proof beyond doubt. Criminal case में proof beyond doubt is required. Proof beyond doubt is the criteria. Means that you have to prove in the court that this person has committed this criminal offense and it is beyond doubt. You have to prove. That's why criminal case drags for long. Civil case are easily hindered because it does not have proof beyond doubt criteria. But remember, the classification between civil and criminal varies from government to government. It's up to government. Government can classify some event as criminal, some event as civil. For example, check bounce. Check bounce used to be a civil case earlier. Means if your check get bounced, you will go to the court. The court will ask the person to pay the penalty. Or maybe temporary simple jail, 6 months of jail, simple jail. Criminal case में, then later on Parliament changed the nature of check bounce from civil to criminal. Now it includes jail imprisonment. I think 2 years or something is the jail imprisonment. Clear है सबको? But is civil and criminal? Any doubt? Excellent. Okay, so compoundable means a case which is out of court settlement take place. For example, check bounce. What will happen? Your check get bounced, you will go to court. Okay, the other person, if decides, he will come to you, she will come to you, say, take this money, take this extra money for the thing that has happened, and take off your case. You will be like, okay, fine. The court will, the case, you can withdraw the case, and the case will end there. Court judgment is not required. That is called compoundable. The case which can be ended out of court. Non-compoundable, another term is non-compoundable. It means a case which cannot be settled out of court. Example is murders and rapes. These are non-compoundable, means without a court order, these cases cannot be settled out of court. It is not like you commit a rape and then must have seen a lot of panchayat says marry the girl. They say you have committed a rape, now you have to marry the girl. It is not how justice works. Okay, it's a double penalty. She has to live with the person who has committed a rape for her entire life. Wrong measure. So in this case, you cannot settle outside of the court. Give money to the woman and get it settled. No. The court will deliver a judgment, then only the case will end. Clear everyone? Compoundable, non-compoundable. Okay, इससे ज़्यादा डिटेल मत जाइएगा. You are not supposed to be a lawyer here. So this is the basic understanding because it comes handy while studying polity and governance. So that is necessary. So lok adalat can settle what kind of case? Civil case and compoundable criminal case. इसका फायदा क्या होगा? What is the advantage? The advantage is the courts will be free. Majority of the cases in courts are of non-heinous nature. No, देखिए, not everybody commits a murder or rape. ठीक है? There are very few part of the society, but they are the most highlighted cases. इसलिए हमें लगता है there is so much crime. Crime is there, but heinous crimes per se is not more than, I would say, 5 or 6% of all the cases. So what will happen is, by having this lok adalat, you can go. It's a cheaper mechanism. You can present your own case. You do not require a lawyer. Go there, represent your case. And the judgment of the lok adalat is binding on all parties. It is binding and non-appealable. I hope everyone understand the word non-appealable. कोई है जैसे समझ नहीं आता है मतलब? Guys, is there anyone who does not understand the word non-appealable? Yes, Ram, you want to say something? Okay, you don't understand. So, आपका when the polity will be done, ना polity में judiciary में you will understand to go from high court to supreme court and from lower court to high court, you require a certificate of appeal. What happens is you go, for example, to high court. After the high court delivers a judgment, along with that, the high court gives a certificate that this case is suitable for the interpretation of Supreme Court. Then you can go from High Court to Supreme Court. That is called as appealable case, in which you can make an appeal to the upper court. Lower court gives a judgment, you make an appeal to the upper court to look the case again. That is, for that certificate is required. Such cases are appealable. If certificate, for example, High Court does not give you a certificate, then you cannot appeal to Supreme Court. There is a special case, वो बाद में देखेंगे. यहाँ तक सबको clear है? But is non-appealable means you cannot appeal the judgment of Lok Adalat in, for example, High Court to Supreme Courts. I hope everyone is clear. ठीक है. So this is the nature of Lok Adalat. So we understood why Lok Adalat was created. First we understood the essence of justice. Then we understood types of cases. Then we understood what is Lok Adalat, organized by NALSA and SALSA, which are legal bodies created by an act of parliament. Their purpose is for this. Lok Adalat deals with civil and compoundable criminal cases. It is made to let off the pressure from the courts so that court can focus on heinous cases. That is non-compoundable criminal cases like rape, murder, politicians and all. So उन पर burden कम हो जाएगा. That's why we have Lok Adalat. In that context, we have to understand Lok Adalat. I hope everyone is clear. बाकी problem judiciary में we all understand. The problem is about reform. Number of vacancies are high, overburdened judiciary. Most important, corrupt police system. Transparency International highlights that Indian judiciary is the most corrupt institution after police. The top two corrupt institution is judiciary and police, according to Transparency International. बताइए दोनों body which are supposed to be for justice, both are corrupt, highly corrupt. Look, if you want to see the corruption in judiciary, go to the lower courts. कभी भी आप कोर्ट में जाना, कोर्ट के बाहर ही आपको दलाल मिल जाएंगे. You will find the उस पे मैं आने वाला था, वैसे I was avoiding it, but it's okay. Certificate is required. अब थोड़ा उस पे देखते हैं. I want कर सकते, क्यों नहीं कर सकते हैं? Why we cannot do this? We can vote for the people who deserve to be voted for. First thing. Second thing, if the people makes the pressure, anything can happen. There is nothing in this world that cannot change. The people have to make effort first. अगर we will keep on voting this rapist murder, तो कुछ नहीं हो सकता. अब बहुत प्रॉब्लम होती है. It is easier said than done पहली चीज तो. Anyway, तो अब for example, you want to make an appeal from Lok Adalat to High Court. I told you it is non-appealable. Of course, जैसी प्रजा वैसा राजा. In a democracy, you can use this line directly in the papers. Governance, ethics, anywhere. It is said that the people deserve people get the ruler they deserve. People get the ruler they deserve. आप जैसे हैं वैसे ही आपको रूलर मिलता है. ठीक है, that's the one thing. Another thing is, for example, Lok Adalat gives a judgment against you. I just told you it is non-appealable. Is there any mechanism by which you can go to High Court against Lok Adalat judgment? Any mechanism under the Constitution or Supreme Court for that matter? Yes, Article 130, Radha has said. It is a term called special leave petition. You will understand in polity, your teacher will teach you. Special leave petition. But remember the difference. Special leave petition may, for example, High Court gave a judgment without a certificate to appeal. You can still go to Supreme Court by special leave petition under Article 136. In that you will say, sir, please look at my case. Revisit my case again. Now remember, it is a power of court, not your right. If you have a certificate, you can easily go to court, the court will listen. Here, the court can reject your SLP. It is up to the court. If they want to listen, they will listen. If they don't, we cannot do much. Is it clear, everyone? What is SLP? It's an appeal without certificate. बोलेगा इसको क्लियर है. I have tried to cover multiple dimensions here. We understood the significance of lok adalat, essence of lok adalat and all. And the biggest problem is reform. Reforms in police and reforms in police and judiciary must be the first thing. And again, I will end this by saying we do not need Superman. Superman is strong leaders. हमें strong leader नहीं चाहिए. We do not need strong leader. Bring reforms. Make police pro people. But the biggest problem is you people will resist. If I tell you we should abolish DM system, how many of you will agree? We should abolish DM and SP system. क्या आप सब लोग प्रिपेयर कर रहे हो वांट टू बी DM and हाँ वही है सर सेट. देखिए अब सोचिए इफ यू कैन नॉट टेक अ हायर ग्राउंड एंड इमेजिन क्या कह रहे हैं आप. I will tell you why I'm suggesting this. देखिए the biggest problem with this DM and SP system is it was created by the Britishers to control the people of India. The DM system basically started as a collectorate. The person was responsible for collection of taxes from the people give to the Britishers. So if you look the current system of DM and SP, it was created by the Britishers not to govern the people of India, but to control the people of India. In panchayat, जो भी आपको पंचायत पढ़ाएंगे polity में, that person will. नहीं, you will stay there. देखिए IAS, IPS will stay there, but DM, SP will not be there. I'm saying the power will be transferred to the panchayats and all, the people's representative. IAS service will stay there. We need a bureaucracy to run the government. Haan, DM will not be there. You will become secretary, joint secretary and all. So, this is the thing. We just told you reforms. Biggest reason for non-reforms in police and judiciary, apart from the politician, is the bureaucracy itself. If government says, let's have reform, the first point of resistance is by the concerned IAS and IPS themselves. They are the first point of resistance. That is called in governance a term is bureaupathology. Bureaupathology. The bureaucracy is the first point of resistance of reform. And that's why reforms are not implemented clearly. But remember, the current system that we have, DM and SP system, was created by Britishers to control people, not to empower them. If you really want to empower them, then this system has to go. But जब तक जाएगा तब तक देखिए. Anyway, you can choose whatever here. That's okay. But paper में do take a higher moral stand and write this kind of statement. और जरूरत पड़े ना तो इंटरव्यू में भी बोल देना. If interview में they ask the biggest reform we want, then suggest reform that we should change the current police system and bureaucracy of IAS to a pro-people system. Reform, not abolish. Reform. Clear, everyone? So, everything is linked. We have discussed multiple dimensions associated with this news. I hope everyone is clear. कोई confusion है किसी के mind में, you can ask. ठीक है. Okay. देखिए बाकी सब मैंने I have listed here. The civil nature, compoundable, degree of no appeal, court fee नहीं चाहिए, plea कर सकते हैं. Everything is listed here. You can issue of under trials, the present NCRB report, all is here. Burden of justice, why they are burdened. Understaffed, this costly, not available, prison official की कमी, everything is listed. So you can read by yourself. I have completed that news. Next news is GM Talk. This is the last news. Today we do not have much news. Two news and then a question. Please write that. Please, I'm telling to the people who have just joined or who have joined later. After this two news, there will be a question you have to write and you can send after Diwali. Enjoy your Diwali. Send after that, please, because I do not get much answers. 4 या 5 बच्चे लिख के भेजते हैं. ठीक है? Don't you access Gayatri? It is available on the portal. Portal में where you have this portal, where in the portal below the video there is the PDF. But remember, अभी तो we are having class ना. After the class it comes. Class के बाद you can access by tomorrow, not today. Tomorrow you have to access by because the YouTube link has to be uploaded there ना, तो problem होता है. So tomorrow, by 1 day after you access the portal, the same link, you will find there will be a YouTube video. Below that there will be there will be the PDF link. Okay, everyone. Okay, next news is about GM crops. ऐसे कैसे हो सकता है शुभम? How could it be possible? Give me a second. Let me check it out. है तो शुभम, there is available. Just below the video, it is available. It is 9 to 13 October. PDF is there. Look at it. It is on the portal. I just checked it. If you are unable to find, do below the video there is a PDF. It is there. I just checked. Okay. So this is from where you can get the PDF. Okay. Next is GM crop. The news we have to discuss is recently the government is thinking of allowing GM mustard. They can remember the only crop we have in India is BT cotton. Acha, you are accessing from mobile. Do open it from fertilizer. देखिए BT fertilizers, what fertilizers? Genetically modified fertilizers. देखिए, we have BT cotton is the only crop in India which can be genetically modified. First, we need to understand the word GM. Genetically modified is there are two technology. One is for DNA editing, other is for RNA editing. Very important. If you have not covered, yes, that's why we see that. If you have not covered, please cover this in detail. UPSC has directly asked in prelims. It is directly asked which of this technology is used for which purpose. Please cover that. Your Polity Science and Tech teacher must tell you. देखिए DNA में I believe you have heard the word CRISPR. सुना है किसी ने CRISPR gene editing? नहीं सुना है. Okay. Rather, it's a CRISPR is a gene editing tool. Gene we understand. देखिए, this is how your helix. This is how your helix of DNA looks. So it is cut from here, and this part is inserted in other DNA, somebody else's DNA here. This is called this is how gene editing works. And the scissors that are used to cut this is the CRISPR. Within CRISPR, the protein that is used is Cas9. This is the scissor. This is the name of the technology. Clear? The scissor used to cut the DNA is Cas9, and the technology is CRISPR technology. Very important. Directly UPSC asked a prelims question on this earlier. RNA. Can anyone tell me the same technology we use for editing of RNA? Anyone? किसी को नहीं पता. Nobody. Which technology we use for editing of RNA? The way we have CRISPR for DNA, na? What technology we use for RNA editing? DNA and RNA, I hope you understand, are the part within your body. The strand, single strand is DNA, double strand helix is RNA. Oh, sorry, DNA. RNA is single strand. Anyone? Nobody knows this. Please do make a note out of it. Please do Google or ask your science and tech teacher if there is one. If it is not covered, that person will teach you. Otherwise, do cover. The technology name is RNAi and antisense. Two things. RNAi, RNA interface. CRISPR-Cas9 is DNA editing. CRISPR-Cas9 we call it. It's a DNA editing. RNA के लिए we have RNAi and RNA antisense. Two technology we use for editing of RNA genes. Clear? Please cover this. What is RNAi? What is RNA antisense? What is the difference? How they are used? Cover this for prelims. Very important. So let's come back to the news. So these are the technology that we use for addition of genes. Once that is done, we create genetically modified crops. Now there are various kind of genetically modified crop depending upon the gene you have taken. For example, BT. BT means we use a prefix. If I call BT cotton, it means this is a cotton in which I have inserted the genes from a bacteria. BT. So these are resistant from bacteria. Insect resistance from bacterium Bacillus thuringiensis. It's a bacteria from where we have taken the toxin and introduced in the cotton. It becomes insect resistant. Next is HT. HT is a herbicide tolerant. Herbicide is used for herbicides and pesticides are used for breeding of various diseases and all. HTBT, for example, if I say HTBT cotton, for example, it means it is a cotton which has the addition of HT and BT both. Or I say VR apple. I don't know what is apple. If I say VR apple, it means it is an apple produced by genetically modified crop, जो भी seeds वगैरह होते हैं, which have virus resistant in it. Clear है सबको how to use this word? So we have this thing: BT, HT, ST, BT, and VR. There are 4 ways by which you create GM crops. Now, advantages, of course, high yield. Farm cost reduce. How the farm cost will reduce? Because your crop will less prone to be failure. Crop fails because of numerous reasons. There could be disease or there could be some insect biting and all. So because of this crop and this GM crop, your crop is more resistant to disease and all. So it will reduce your damages. That depends which crop you are talking about. The crop that you are referring, I believe, is HYV seed, high yield variety seeds. These seeds require more fertilizer. The thing that I think Abhay is referring to is the HYV seeds. HYV seeds require proper use of fertilizer and most important, water. They were high on fertilizers and water. But now the crops that we are creating, they may require, depends. Again, remember, it depends upon the addition you have done. If you do an addition which reduce the use of fertilizer, then you reduce the fertilizer. It's clear? It depends upon the crop and the addition that is being done. Everyone clear? There is no general rule of more fertilizer and more water. Okay. So these are the varieties, and then potential benefit I told you: higher yield, reduced farm cost, increased profit, of course, from farmer, more improvement in health and environment. How we can improve health and environment? I told you something called as introduction of nutrition. There is a good news for every one of us. What is the good news? The good news is in global hunger index, India has slided 6 points, 6 stages, sorry. And why I'm calling this good news? Because government of India has rejected the report. Government of India said they are trying to malign India. मतलब बेशर्मी की भी हद होती है. There is limit to बेशर्मी. Beşermi, I don't know. Whatever this is that. Maybe that report is not true. Maybe. But I can assure you, if they have shown 6 degrees slide, then there would be at least 3 degrees of slide. Of course. It is a fact. It is highlighted. One report can be a lie. All reports are lie. World Poverty Clock, according to World Poverty Clock, India is the world poverty capital today. As per Global Hunger Index, India slided 6 places. As per Government of India's own survey, National Family Health Survey, for the first time in India since 1991, the rise of hunger is much. Of course, we are below everyone except Afghanistan. What a comparison, what a standard. And then government is hiding behind the fact it is biased. Don't hide, fight. What government can do? This is called Jaban Kharchi. You are just saying by the words, it does not matter. Sri Lanka always had good standard. Sri Lanka, I think 60s mein. Problem is, and believe me, this is not the problem with the current government has taken it to the extreme stand. मतलब अलग ही level achieve कर लिया, but this has been the general problem in all governments. This government has taken it to the extreme extent. Hunger, we are increasing. Poverty, there is increase in India. The report highlighting job losses are very high, and as I told you in earlier current event also Saturday, that by 2023 there is prediction India can fall in recession. Recession means if you think the situation is bad, then it is going to become even bad. And why all this is happening? Because the current government is, I believe, everyone knows, neoliberal. The current government believes in privatization, private model of everything. वो एक अलग debate है anyway. But is it clear up how we can tackle this? That's why I was introducing this. How we can tackle this decline in nutrition, GM crops, very easily. Take an example. I think Karnataka or Telangana, I'm forgetting the state name. Karnataka introduced, Telangana introduced eggs in midday meals. Yes, rather, food fortification. Eggs. They introduced eggs in the midday meal, and there was a definite conclusive proof of increasing nutritional standards. Because eggs is a comprehensive source of various kind of omegas you have, na? Nutrition stuff. But then there was a protest against that. They said that you are trying to convert vegetarian into non-veg. Religious angle was there. अच्छा तेलंगाना में था अच्छा okay, I was forgetting the state. So there was a protest against this act. People were protesting from particular religious group that you are converting. It's a affront to the religion that we believe in the Brahmins and all. We do not eat non-veg and all, and you are trying to give us egg. You are polluting our religion and all. मतलब religion के नाम पे बच्चे भूखे मर रहे हैं तब आप आए नहीं. When the kids were dying out of hunger, malnutrition, then you are, of course, they use non-veg too. Look at the South India. South India, they have been eating non-veg since the beginning. The Brahmins of South India have been eating non-veg since the beginning. Not eating non-veg or not, it's a cultural practice. It evolves, it dies. It's a cultural practice. South India, even the Brahmins eat this. They are very, even for example, beef, which you will not find in North India, is available in South India, especially Goa. You will easily find beef. And in Northeast, for example, the current government, which talks so much about against beef, that's the same government supported beef, use of beef in Northeast, because Northeast, they are Christian tribal people. They eat beef, including cow. That is what I am saying. India is a diverse country, but again, my concern is nutrition of the kid. For me, a kid does not die out of hunger. I don't care what food you have to give. Now, this is why we are discussing. It's a change in cultural practice. People will go against this. What we can do is, we can take out the nutrients of egg and put it into, say, for example, rice. This is called as food fortification. That is what I was discussing. Advantage. Now the people who take this issue of religion and all, they cannot blame anything. Of course, they will not say do not eat rice, and you can have the nutrient, all nutrient. This is called food fortification, and gene editing is part of that. I believe not necessarily gene addition, but gene addition can also be done. For example, I believe everyone has heard about iodized salt, Tata namak. It is a salt having iodine in it. Earlier, there was a problem in India. A lot of people used to have a goiter disease. You've seen that big goiter that emerged on the neck. A lot of people in India used to have that. So government thought, क्या कर सकते हैं? If I give iodine, people may take the tablet or not. So what government decided, everyone in India eats salt. So they added iodine in the salt itself. Because of this, the goiter problem virtually ceased to exist. This is how you work in case of gene editing or food fortification. Same thing can happen in case of children nutrition. If for example, the Brahmin kids and the families are protesting against egg. So what we can do is we can take out the nutrient of the egg in the lab and put in the rice. It's a bit costly. Giving egg is cheaper than taking nutrient out, putting in the rice is very costly process. But nonetheless, good process. If people are protesting, to क्या कर सकते हैं? Clear everyone? We have discussed multiple dimension here also. Any confusion in anyone's mind so far? कोई confusion है, you can ask. नहीं अब है, gene editing is not one time process. It depends किस तरह से आप कर रहे हैं. There are various kind of process. If you have in some crops you have to do it every crop cycle. Every crop cycle you have to make seeds by gene editing. In some mechanism you can plant, cultivate, and then the next seed will also be gene edited already. But there is a problem in that you cannot predict the gene editing. But because remember, human life is short. Human life is short. we are doing gene editing today. We cannot predict what will happen 2000 or 3000 years later. We have a very short life. Now, for nature, evolution to take place takes thousands of years. And our life is very small to predict the real change. So if you have a gene editing crop which is propagated through generation, it will modify. Always remember this. It will all. Have you seen that Jurassic Park movie, the old one? इसने देखिए Jurassic Park, the old one. Jurassic Park movie, the old one. उसमें there is a very beautiful idea. When that person who created Jurassic Park, so they asked them how you control the population in here. They said all the people, all the dinosaurs in this park are female. And they said how you ensure? They said because we edited the genes. You have seen that they edited the genes. They said we edited the genes and ensured that all the dinosaurs are basically female. So nobody can. Of course, female itself cannot reproduce. They require a male partner. So that will happen. But in the next season of the movie, in the next second season or the second part, you find that they have eggs in the island. How it happened? How could a female dinosaur lay egg without a male partner? It's evolution. Always remember, nature se panga nahi lene ka. Do not mess with the nature. Nature can mess with you. What happened is they evolved. When their population was receding, some of the females changed to the male in the successive generations. They changed their gender. This evolution can do anything. For example, we had the ape. I think you must all know we used to have a tail also. Humans also used to have a tail. The appendix wala problem do have. We used to have nictating eyes. आप में से कभी किसने देखा है? You have on the eyes on the side you have a thin membrane, very thin membrane, छोटी सी, on your eyes, on the nose side. That membrane used to be on your entire eye. Now we do not have that because we do not live in waters. Because we all evolved, it is known that we all came from water basically. We used to live in water first, then some species from water came on land. Over time, they evolved in various species. Now we are here. So this halka pulka is the reminiscence of that time. So remember, evolution se kuch bhi ho sakta hai, and that is what here is. That is what यही तो यहाँ पे प्रॉब्लम है. देखिए यहाँ पे पोटेंशियल रिस्क में इंट्रोडक्शन ऑफ एलर्जेंस एंड एंटी न्यूट्रिशनल फैक्टर. इसीलिए तो राम वी हैव इंट्रोड्यूस्ड द जीएम क्रॉप ओनली इन कॉटन, नॉन एडिबल. इट इज नॉट यूज्ड एज फूड. Only crop in India it is allowed is GM BT cotton. We have not introduced any food crop the GM editing. Now government is thinking of doing in mustard, which is the oil that you have, no, mustard oil. Now it is thinking because the problem is we cannot predict the long-term consequence. How will this evolution affect everything? Baat samajh mein? That's the debate is going on. This GM mustard, I am hearing this news from past 5 to 6 years. From past 5 to 6 years, government is contemplating of introduction of GM mustard, but still are unable to because there is too much resistance. Having done that, remember this term. Who does that? Genetic Engineering Appraisal Committee, GEAC. This is the committee which give approval for genetically modified crop to be introduced in the environment. Clear hai? It's a body under Environment, Ministry of Environment and Forest. So I hope everyone is clear on GM editing and the various aspects of GM editing. Any question you have in mind, you can ask. कुछ भी हो क्वेश्चन पूछिए. नहीं है तो ठीक है. तो these were the two news. I will let off easy today to you. आराम से जाइए, पढ़िए, लिखिए, नाच के कहिए. Celebrate Diwali. Please. Yes, they are edible. HYV seeds से तो कितनी क्रॉप बनती है, but we introduce at the time. हाँ, 1 घंटा हो भी गया, पता ही नहीं लगता टाइम का चला जाता है. Anyway, please write a question. You have to do that. You can do after Diwali if you like. You have to celebrate Diwali, but please write. I do not get much answers. At most 6 to 7 people write back. Please do that. Everyone has my mail ID where you have to send this. राम पे नहीं है. Okay, I'm putting in the comment, please note it down. This is the ID where you have to send your answer, and please write down the question. The question is from today's current event we have discussed. I will upload the PDF, look at the PDF, read it, write it, and then answer this. The question is, it is argued that justice, sorry, delayed है. Justice delayed is justice denied. Of course, Aman, you have to write. But do you agree it is asked? Now you have to write here. So how you will write? In intro, you will give definition what you understand by justice, because the keyword here is justice, central topic. Then body. Body में both side of argument. Any study you have, I understand we studied in the study. You can in the notes you can look at that study. Some scholars comment to substantiate your argument. Both pro, con, whatever you want to write. You will write what are the problems, and then suggestion, because it asks suggestion in the question itself. So within body you will write suggestions also. Within body, not after body. 250 to 300 word में please write this answer. 200 to 250 to 300 word. So suggestion should be part of body, because the question asks for suggestion is spacely, and then conclusion. And always remember, leave a line here. Intro, leave a line, then body, leave a line, then conclusion. It must appear that your conclusion is there. In conclusion, what you have to do, I always say, summarize. Summarize your body. Summarize your body and never ever ever introduce a new point. कभी भी नहीं करना है. Never introduce a new point. You want to make all the argument, make in the body. Do not introduce any new point in the conclusion. Just summarize your body and try to give up, or remember the conclusion should always be positive. You should have a good looking approach. The person after reading your answer must have a good sense of happiness. He must have, or she must have the sense of happiness that yes, you are an optimist person. You believe the system can reform for good. चाहे believe करते हो ना करते हो, doesn't matter. Clear है? How you have to approach this answer? Please write this, and Radha, you also have to write the GPS वाला आपने लिखा नहीं था. Please do send it.
सर हमने लिखा था.
पिछले वाला लिखा था, मेल पे कहाँ आया मेरे?
हाँ, वो मेल पे नहीं भेज पाए थे, पर लिखा था हमने.
तो अब लिखा था मेल पे, तो मैं कैसे चेक करता? चलो कोई नहीं, चलो कोई नहीं, कोई मैं कह रहा आया नहीं था. इस बार प्लीज भेज देना, ठीक है? Everyone do this. And with that note, a very happy Diwali to everyone. Enjoy the festivities. Go spread love, joys, and everything. Do not drink too much. ठीक है? ये नहीं दिवाली है तो पीना शुरू करके बैठ गए. और हो सके तो क्रैकर बस मत करना, ठीक है? Have some consideration for other people also. चलो ठीक है, थोड़ा सा, ज्यादा नहीं. तीन कार्टून साल भर का पियोगे क्या?
सर हम क्रैकर्स की बोल रहे हैं.
क्रैकर्स मतलब you will burst the cracker भर के?
हाँ.
चलो cool. ठीक है, दिल्ली के आसपास कोई फोड़ना, दिल्ली में 6 महीने की जेल है करके फोड़ने में।
अरे सर हमको कोई जेल वेल नहीं है, और वैसे भी हम जयपुर में रहते हैं।
हाँ, जयपुर में क्या, राजस्थान में कांग्रेस गवर्नमेंट है। ओके चलिए, सो 200 रुपए जुर्माना। आई एम टेलिंग यू, जो पुलिस वाले जुर्माना करने के आएंगे वो खुद ही फोड़ के जाएंगे बम। ठीक है, अच्छा चलो, इसमें बहुत अच्छा एक आर्गुमेंट आया। कैन यू पीपल टेल मी व्हाई दिस इज एक कंसेप्ट हमने पढ़ा था, वी अंडरस्टूड अ कॉन्सेप्ट, व्हेन लॉ इज मेड इट इज नॉट फॉलोड बाय द पीपल, दे आर नॉट पनिश्ड। Can anyone remember the concept we discussed? What is the problem with this? Not following a law and not get punished for this. Radha, do you remember?
सॉफ्ट पावर था शायद।
हाँ, सॉफ्ट नहीं, पावर इज अ डिफरेंट, वो अलग कंसेप्ट, वो आईआर में आता है। सॉफ्ट स्टेट,
हाँ
soft state, and it has severe problem with the society. When soft state becomes evident na, so that's why a common person is fined for not wearing a mask in corona, but the prime minister of India is not fined. And it has percolated. That's why a IPS officer who becomes so big in front of a common citizen is nothing in front of a politician. A politician can abuse an IPS officer the way they like. Soft state. Remember, what goes around comes around. If you percolate a system, you will become the victim one day. If you not you, then your family, anyone in your family. I gave a very good example. For example, there was a secretary, joint secretary, secretary level of IAS officer. His daughter was basically assaulted by a politician's son. Imagine an IAS officer. You think you are so powerful. He could not do much about that. उसने कोशिश करी, he fought the case and all, but nothing happened to that politician's son. So remember, the system you populate comes back to you. अरे police ban, look at Norway. Norway में the prime minister of Norway was fined by the police of Norway for not following corona protocol, having a party in an house. That system, when police finds the prime minister of Norway, then sends a signal to everyone in Norway that nobody is above law, and then people respect law. It has severe consequences, and that's why they said the people in power must not abuse the law. A common person jumps a red light, fine. A common person jumps a red light, fine. But if a police person jumps a red light, that person must be punished by all power. चाहे कोई भी हो, किसी का भी बाप की औलाद हो, ठीक है? Otherwise, the system will never improve, and it will be a damaging for everyone. It is not like the people who abuse power are not damaged; they also face the brunt of the power. जब एक मामूली सा एमएलए आपको धमका के जाता है आप ही के ऑफिस में, you being the powerful IAS officer, and a normal MLA threatens you within your own office, and you could not do much except saying sorry, then the system is created because you created it. Clear? Anyway, that's a moral argument. I hope some of you will be teary here. Chalo, have a nice day. Happy Diwali everyone, enjoy. 3 कार्टून नहीं, 2 कार्टून फोड़ लेना ज़्यादा ठीक है?
नहीं 3 ही फोड़ेंगे, 3 तो मिनिमम है।
चलो, have a nice day everyone, enjoy. We will meet again. Bye. And please write the answer.